to chat again. It's been a hot minute since I've had the space to get on here. And it feels like something I got to keep doing. Sometimes I wonder why, but then I just keep showing up. Speaking and communicating and sharing is something that can so easily be taken away or squashed and silenced, especially when we're in our own head or when challenging times are upon us. And this is my own calling myself forth to just continue to do it in the ways that feel authentic to me and that still help me feel like I can contribute to something good, because that is my focus and that is what I want to talk about today. I think I might have time to record too, because there's two things I really want to talk about. And the first, I feel like needs to be said, especially now, because we are alive together in times that are so extremely polarizing. And there is this constant opportunity to hop onto a fence and choose a side and prove someone wrong and bash a certain person. And what I want to talk about today, what we're going to call this conversation, is maintaining neutrality in a polarizing time. So how do we become a neutral anchor in a time that is so extremely charged? It's so charged right now, y'all. Like, you have to be so careful about what you say, about everything. Like, everything is so triggering. Like, I've experienced it so close to home. Like, literally, my own neighbors stop talking to us because they think we, quote unquote, voted a certain way. I'm seeing it in family dynamics around me where just these extremely strong opinions being shared and pushed, and I know shared with good intention, and also shared with the condition that, we agree. And that's the thing about choosing a side, is you need others to agree with you so bad. And when the people close to you do not, it becomes a battle. And the energy of battling is what feeds the actual enemy. You and I would never know the name of the actual enemies that are the ones that we need to be battling. We're not supposed to know their exact names. But what gets so addicting is thinking that if we find a bad guy, if we find someone to blame for these policies or these things and ways in which things are going down, then we can be justified in having our opinion that, again, usually people mean very well by. But it's not the point. It's not the point if we're wanting to go even deeper into an actual solution. And an actual solution is witnessing the immediate life around us improve and be rooted in love and fairness and light. But what happens is we get so convicted, we get so sure that we know who the bad guy is, who the villain is, that what we know to be true is true, and that we need to help others see it and take this person down or take this thing down, and we pinpoint our focus onto a couple people, we very greatly affect our ability to focus on what's right in front of us, our immediate environment, our physical environment. Oftentimes, if you look immediately around you, there's where the problems need to be tackled. In our own relationships, in our own homes, in our own finances, in our own ways we see people different than us, in our own communities where people are walking around suffering to the highest degree. This is how the suffering and the division stays alive. Because we think that if we just help someone see at this huge level who the bad guy is and who we need to take down, that if we help them see, that enough people will see, and then that will fix it. When in reality, it's still an energy of fighting. It's still an energy of having to do something to take someone out or take someone down, and that's what will fix it. But that's not what will fix it. And I think we know that deep down, but it can feel two things. It can feel very helpless if you don't have a bad guy, but it can also feel very triggering, because what it means is you have to take 100% responsibility for your own life, for your relationships, for how you treat yourself, for how you treat people close to you, for all of these things. You have to take 100% responsibility and accountability to actually making our world better, versus studying these facts and reading these things and, perpetuating the drama. The drama is so addictive right now. And I thank God that somehow my journey over the past decade has led me to very beautifully be able to see all sides. When the Matrix really wants you to choose one, I can see all sides. And I can sit in this neutral place of saying, yeah, I see why you think this person's the bad guy. I see why you think this person is the savior. I see why you think this person is out to get these people. I see why. But it's so much bigger and more complex than what our human brains can even understand right now. And I'm okay saying that. I'm okay not fully knowing. Actually, I do also know that you could never have all of the information to support your side, because you get all this information to support your side, and I promise you that somebody on the other side has just as much convincing information. So the battle in humanity that has been perpetuated for so long, for millennia, that's a trap for us. And I'm not saying that establishing neutrality is right. I'm saying that it's a way to keep the relationships around you extremely healthy and to be solution-oriented. The Matrix wants you to be problem-oriented. This person's the problem. This is the problem. Now this is the problem. And you're talking about the problems and pointing to the problems all the time. What does that do? Where focus goes, energy flows. It just literally creates more problems. You become aware of the problems. You understand at a deeper level the origin of the problems, and then you get to work on solutions around you, within you, outside of you, directly in your physical environment. We have to focus on this year, or else it will be so easy to burn so many bridges around you and inside of you with people who love you, who want to spend time together, who want to have healthy, positive interactions. I am so excited to be a part of a future reality where honor and respect and this neutrality can be just as a foundation. I am by no means perfect at it, but I wanted to speak to it today because it's testing times out there, y'all. And this is also not to like turn a completely blind eye to it, to what's going on in government and politics and economics and education. And we have to be versed. We have to understand. We have to know what's getting people so riled up and polarized. And then the step further is to detach enough to turn back towards what you are actually doing to be a solution. Not just to people who see it the same way as you, right? Oh, I'm going to love my neighbor and I'm going to be kind and gentle and loving, but you have to see it the same way as I do. That's conditional love that no prophet or spiritual being or Jesus or nobody loved that way. Nobody that you have on some spiritual high horse loved that way. They loved unconditionally. God, that's the teaching, right? God is love. It's love without condition. And we are coded with values. Human beings are coded with internal values and innate human nature that we've strayed so far away from that so many of us are reclaiming. I'm seeing it in natural parenting and parenting in a way that is based off of the God-coded biology that we have to grow these babies, to have these babies thrive, to be healthy and vibrant and all of these things. But our work is now we have to give it the right environment. We have to give ourselves, our children, our minds, our hearts the right environment. So I see why it can be easier to, sit back and ride on the carpet of our opinions and research that, then just go about our business. But some of us can't choose it. And as much as I tried to at one point choose sharing opinions, it really just felt very frazzled internally. And like I was always trying to prove something. So there is another way. And this is a way that I just wanted to speak to today, with the prayer that someone else inside of this network needed to hear it as well. That it's okay to see both sides, to honor all sides, to have no room for intentional harm that gets created at a level outside of any person that we could ever even pinpoint. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. I love y'all. Let's take a big breath in. And let's let it go.